World at War, what a surprise. To give you guys some context, this was the very first COD campaign I've ever played. My first COD game ever was the recent World War II one. I stopped pretty fast because I didn't like it. After that I played a lot of Warzone and Modern Warfare multiplayer. And then another disappointment with Cold War, so my experience with COD wasn't really positive. So I was very excited to check out some older COD games where the focus was on the campaign and not on the multiplayer. I picked out World at War because I love the time period. And I'm really surprised. This is a great campaign. Let's jump into this review and let me tell you why. So the first thing I want to talk about is how this game doesn't glorify killing. Well, in the campaign it doesn't, at least. If you get a kill in most FPS games, you get like an amazing sound effect. And in multiplayer you can see who you killed. Of course, this isn't multiplayer, but also not having hit markers was pretty weird to get used to. But it made it feel a bit more realistic. And for the very first time I actually felt bad sometimes killing the enemies. This game doesn't feel like it's choosing who the bad guy is and who the good guy is. It just shows how World War II was through the eyes of a soldier. If you know anything about World War II, you know the Russians weren't always the nicest people either. Story-wise, I enjoyed the Russian side of things a bit more. Escaping death with Reznov and going from being hunted to hunt the enemies was well done. You also notice how Reznov is just like kill, kill at the end of the game. On the American side, I really enjoyed the creativity of the Japanese soldiers. Sometimes you're just casually walking around and out of nowhere 12 ghillie suit guys pop out of the ground and ambush you. They even strike from the trees, goddammit! But yeah, I never had that moment I had in, for example, Halo 5, where I was like, okay, another area with another 50 enemies thrown straight at you. No, they handled this pretty clever. The time they give you between fights also gives you some breathing space and time to take in the environment. All locations and maps were unique and fun to play through. Of course, if you look around a bit, you can find a lot of invisible walls, but the way the maps are built, you have enough space to look around and find stuff without bumping into invisible walls. The tank mission really surprised me too. Normally I'm not a tank kind of guy. Just to give you an example, on Battlefield 1 I am level 50 on all infantry, but on horse, plane or tank I'm not even level 1. Not even level 1! It's just not my playstyle. But here, when the map opened up, I really enjoyed going around in the tank and fight the enemies. Although one level of this is enough, I'm glad it was in here. So I touched on the story here and there until this point, but basically you follow an American soldier and a Russian soldier. And the game isn't scared to be brutal. The first thing you see as an American soldier is someone getting their throat sliced. And from that moment I knew, god damn, this game is not Hollywood, this is business. And how brutal it may be, I like how they picture war how it actually is. The beginning cutscenes gives you a lot of information about what's going on, and you can learn some stuff here and there along the way about World War II. Going over to the first time playing as a Russian soldier, you get a similar experience, laying down with a lot of Russian soldiers while the Germans kill the last living man on the ground. This stuff makes you quiet and makes you think. And if you look around in this game, you can find all type of these brutal moments, sometimes straight executions while the enemies surrender. This game has a perfect ending as well. Putting down the Soviet Union flag really gives you that feeling of, it's over, we did it. And it makes you think about all the soldiers you lost along the way. The guns you used were pretty good. It felt responsive, although sometimes it could feel a bit loose. But I think that fits the World War II atmosphere. Crawling through dirt and sand while bullets are flying around your head can make you a bit inaccurate, of course. Overall, I was satisfied with how the guns felt. My personal favorites being like the single shot, like the marksman rifles. So overall, guns were pretty good. Difficulty-wise, I'm glad I picked like the normal difficulty. With my Rambo type of playstyle, I died quite a bit, but there was a good balance between difficulty and progress. And apparently Veteran is just a running away from grenade simulator. That's not what we want, of course. Graphics are still really good. This is like a timeless game. Of course, things look a bit outdated, but the scenery and atmosphere are timeless. You know, when a game that's 13 years old stops you in your tracks just to look around, we'll do that over and over again, no matter how old it will get. Look at Doom 1993, that's almost 30 years old, and I was still blown away. Although this is not S tier like Doom or something like Halo CE, it's definitely A tier. Music in this game is fantastic as well. This is the type of music I would listen to outside of the game, and I don't have that with a lot of games. It gets you really hyped when it needs to be and very emotional when it feels like it. Again, Music is not S tier, but definitely A tier again. Writing these reviews makes me appreciate things I might have missed during my Let's Play. Looking back at World at War, this is a campaign I see myself coming back to in the next couple of years. This also makes me want to play some more older COD games. I'm thinking about Black Ops 1, but that game is still 40 euros. What the actual fuck? So let's wait on a sale for that one. But until then, thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey, and let's start another one together.